Do you need to have a killer instinct when it comes to sports betting to even be involved in the industry? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in this video today. We are live, everybody, so make sure you guys comment down below if you guys can hear me. Comment if you got any questions. Also, I want to know if you guys think that you need a killer instinct to be able to be involved in any sort of gambling, sports betting, horse racing, anything like that. Emotionally, mentally, what kind of, do you need that instinct to be able to bet long term when it comes to this stuff? So go ahead and comment down below, and I'm interested to see what you guys got to say. But let's go ahead and let's get into it. All right, so first thing, killer instinct when it comes to sports betting. Now, what is the mentality? So the mentality is you have to be unbroken. All right, you got to have an unbroken mentality where you cannot break. Like you can't, tilt. You can't get super emotional where you start losing all your money, or you cry because you lose a bet, or it affects your relationships. It affects family life and stuff like that. If you lose some money, then you're mad all day. You're pissed off. You don't want to hang out with nobody. You don't want to do stuff. You go to work. You're pissed off at work because you lost a bet. So now it looks like it feels like you're working for free. Like that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. All right, you got to be unbroken. That cannot affect you. So you got to be emotionless. Emotionless, no matter you win or lose. Because I'm discussing just losing. Now, when you win, you feel all hyped up and everything, right? You feel good. I feel on top of the world. It's free money. I didn't do much for that, right? I didn't do anything. I ended up making money on it. Felt good. Well, you got to keep kind of the same mindset. All right. And what I said in here is keeping a stoic mentality. So what that means is it's stoicism, meaning that there's no emotion. All right. Regardless what happens, you stay level-headed no matter what. You don't get too happy. You don't get too down, whether you win or you lose. It's just, what? Let's get it on to the next day. Let's just keep moving. Just keep moving along no matter what happens. Now, this isn't just, in sports betting. I mean, this is everything. Just in life in general. You have to keep, if you can keep that type of mentality, then you're going to put yourself ahead of a lot of other people, and you're going to be able to be more successful because you're going to be able to approach manners and stuff way more mentally sound. All right, but why is this necessary? And hold on, give me a sec because I'm going to pull up the chat here, see if you guys are asking any questions. But as for why it is necessary, it is because if your mind is not in the right place, you're going to make bad decisions. That's just the way that it goes. All right, you're going to make bad decisions when your mind is, emotional, when you're thinking about trying to chase, get your money back and whatnot when you lose a bet, or when you win and you're thinking about cashing your money out. Let's go buy a pair of shoes. Let's go buy something, let's go get, go buy some stuff with this free money that I got. You don't really want to do that. You want to look at it the same way. All right, you want to just stay, the exact same way mentally. No matter you win or lose, you have to, because if you don't, you can't be in this game. So that's why I'm trying to say is, you need a killer instinct to be a sports bettor, to be a gambler, to be betting on horse racing, any of that stuff. You got to have a killer instinct because you have to be able to be emotionless. And if you're too emotional, you can't do this. It's just that simple. I've run into so many people over the years to where they have too many emotions. They can't handle the highs and the lows. Like they just cannot handle it whatsoever. All right, but back to what I was saying here, if, you have to be able to hunt for certain bets and not just be able to, guess on money lines, spreads, totals. You got to be able to take advantage of different, plays that are offered, player props, stuff like that, in-game, live strategy, stuff like that. You got to be able to take advantage of things like that rather than what the rest of the public does, where, people that don't bet on sports, religiously, and they just do it once in a while, they're always looking for, money lines, the spreads, the totals. They're always that's your basic stuff. Sportsbooks know that. So sportsbooks, they flash all that stuff in front of you. So that way, you go and bet that stuff. So you have to understand that, having a killer instinct is being able to hunt. You're going into the sportsbooks, you're looking for bets that your average person can't even find. All right? It sounds crazy, but a lot of people come to me, they don't even know where to find player props on sportsbooks. They have no clue. Some people don't even know that they offer that type of stuff. Even popular bets like no run first inning in baseball and stuff like that. A lot of people don't even know, where to find those at. People will log into a sports book and they're just looking at the money lines, totals, spreads. That's all they've been bred to know, you know? So you got to be able to hunt. You got to hunt for stuff. You got to hunt for, you know, advantageous plays that are within the sports book that you can possibly make money off of, that are going to give you a better, you know, better opportunity. I'm not going to say better edge, but a better opportunity. So that way, you know, you can put yourself on the right side. Now, it's not just going in there, finding those type of plays and then guessing on them. Obviously, you got to do other stuff that goes along with that as well. All right. Now, here's how you can train your mind to have that killer instinct when it comes to sports betting. So this is the easiest way possible, but it's almost impossible for everybody. So the easiest way is to not watch the games that you bet on. All right? Because if you're not watching the games that you bet on and you're not even paying attention to what's going on, there's no emotion because you don't even know what's going on. You're not checking your phone. You know, if you're not doing any of that stuff, you have no idea what's going on. So your emotion, there is no emotion because you don't know what's going on. Very hard for about, I'm going to say 90% of people that bet on sports, very hard for you to not watch what's going on because it's part of the reason why you even bet in the first place. Because you want to sit there, you want to watch a game, and you want to have some money on it, you want to have entertainment, you want to have some fun, you know, so you're going to put money on it, you're going to bet on it, and you're going to watch it because you want that rush. A lot of people want, that's what they're, you know, that's what you're betting for. You're not betting to make money. You're betting to get that rush, that feeling of sitting there watching the game and you got money on it, hoping that you pick the right side. Then when you pick the right side, you got that overwhelming feeling like you're on top of the world, like I said, you know. So easiest way is to not watch them, but that's the hardest thing to do. Next thing is to be able to distract yourself. All right. So whenever you feel an emotion that's coming on from a game, do something else. I'm just going to be honest with you. Do something else. Go work out, run, play video games. Go do whatever it is that you do outside of betting on games, you know, because if you can go and distract your mind, put it somewhere else, you're going to kind of forget about, you know, if you took a loss, you took a win, anything like that. You're going to kind of forget about that. You're just going to move on. Like, I want to tell you guys, like, the way that I look at it, and the way, you know, I go through, put in my bets for the day, don't really pay too much attention to them until the day's over with, and then I go to bed. And then I wake up, it's a new day. So no matter really what happens, if I win, I win. It is what it is. I lose, I lose. It is what it is. I wake up the next day, I go right back and do the same thing again. So it doesn't matter, all right? I don't put myself in a predicament to where I could lose everything in one night, and then there is no tomorrow, because if I wake up, I don't have no money, you know, to do anything with. I never put myself in that type of predicament. So you got to avoid those type of predicaments to be able to be successful in the long term here, and actually enjoy yourself, you know, when it comes to sports betting, because that's what it is. It's fun. Everybody does it because it's fun. That's why it's mainstream now. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's betting on games, but 90% of the public have no clue what they're even doing. They're just betting on their favorite teams. They're just betting because the game's on in front of them. That's all they do. All right. But to take it to a next level, you have to dive deeper. You got to do more work than what the average public does. When you do that, you're going to see the results that the average public will not see. So that is just something that, you know, you have to go out there and do. Now, what are the benefits of having this type of mindset, this killer instinct mindset when it comes to it? So once you're able to adapt the stoic mindset of being emotionless, you're going to avoid losing a significant amount of money, all right off the bat. Because most people's bankrolls evaporate when they get emotional, and then they're dumping everything on like the last game of the night trying to recoup their losses. So that's when they usually will lose everything, all right? They won't lose everything because they're just looking at like one game for the day and they're taking all their money and putting it on. That's not usually how people lose their money. They'll lose their money because of how they react to the emotions of losing a game or even winning, because sometimes somebody will win and then you feel great. You go with a classic double up, you know, like you win, then you go and you try to double that up on the next game. Then you try to double it up on the next game. Before you know it, you're going to obviously lose, and then you're going to lose. Then you're going to have that losing feeling like you lost in the first place. So you can avoid that, all right, by adapting a killer instinct mindset and being able to go through the motions, be emotionless, and just go and just every day consistently do it over and over and over. All right, and another benefit to it is your mind's going to also learn how to deal with other situations in life, not just sports betting. All right, so keeping that stoic mindset, you are going to be able to help yourself just in life in general, in other situations, not just sports betting. All right, things to do with your job, things to do with, you know, stuff that's at home, any problems that occur. being emotionless and just being like, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to figure this out. It is what it is. Let's move on to the next. That's what it comes down to. When you adapt that type of mindset, then you are like, I'm telling you, you can get shit done. You don't become emotional. You don't make yourself look stupid. People don't look at you like you're crazy, because then you're just moving along, whatever problem occurs is what it is. Adapt to the problem, figure it out, move on. That's just the way that it goes. All right, guys, and that's how you adapt that when it comes to sports betting. Now, I see you guys talking in the chat here a little bit, so we are going to go into the chat, and let's see. What do we got in here? If, any questions that you guys want to have addressed? G. Vaughn says, should we stay away from MLB? Absolutely not. MLB takes up a whole entire summer, so if you want to do this at a high level, you cannot stay away from baseball. That's just not going to happen. You got to be able to figure it out and learn exactly how to look at baseball to be able to make it profitable. And as always, guys, if you guys do want to learn how to be able to handicap all these sports, go down the description, all right? And I will teach you exactly how to do that. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? How many units do you place per day? I don't really have a limit. So it depends on what goes through my checks for the day. So some days I'll have 1 play. Some days I'll have 5. On the weekend, some days I'll have 7. But I don't really put a limit on it. And then some days I don't have none. So some days during the summer, there's nothing that looks good in baseball on a day. You got to go and relax. You can't get action on that day, is what it is. Go find something else to do. So that's how I address, going through how many units I'm going to put on a game or how many units I'm doing per day and stuff like that. That's how I address that. All right. Let's see. It doesn't seem like we got too many other questions. I don't understand why people struggle with betting baseball. It's one of my favorite sports. Well, people struggle with every sport. I mean, I run into this every season, to be honest, guys. Every season, people will jump in and they're like, man, can't wait till NFL season's over. Can't wait to start betting on something else. Okay, well, can't wait till NBA season's over. I can't wait to start betting on something else. How many people were looking so forward to betting on baseball when baseball started? This happens every year because the majority loses at any sport that they're betting on. So they're looking forward to the next sport to think they're going to get a different result. But they do the same exact thing. When you're doing the same exact thing and then you're trying to get a different result, you're crazy because it's not going to happen. All right, you got to change stuff up. You got to learn. You got to learn how to adapt to these certain sports and how to find the strategies that are going to work, that are actually going to be profitable. All right. I talk to so many people that are like, I've gambled, I've bet on sports for 20, 30 years, 40 years, and they come to me and they're like, I never made any money. To me, that's insane. Dad, 20, 30, 40 years, you never made any money. Why are you still doing it? I don't even understand. Or how have you not figured it out? Because I'd be driving myself insane if, I'm going 10, 20, 30 years and still haven't figured this out. I'd be going crazy. So that's just my take when it comes to that stuff, guys. All right, but I appreciate everybody down in the chat, talking or whatnot. And like I said, guys, if you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel as well. I'm trying to get that subscriber list up. All right, just past 40,000. I want to thank everybody out there, that does watch the channel, watches all the videos. We couldn't do this without you guys. All right, so I appreciate every single one of you guys that like it, comment, and talk on there. All right, so let's keep it up. Let's cheers to getting up to 100,000 subscribers. That's going to be the next level. So we are going to get there. All right, but I'll be pumping out more of these informational lives and everything, trying to help you guys out as much as I can. All right, guys, as always, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then,